Hello! So, little bit of a pivot from my initial plans. Wrong scene. I was originally just gonna do Tataru's Grand Endeavor, but I realized the Make It Rain event started today. And as I am wont to do, go through all the seasonal events as they come up. So, that's what we should be tackling first. I can't imagine it'll take too long. I've got 4 hours. Reasonably confident that like Tataru's Grand Endeavor is gonna take me at most an hour and a half. And then the Omega Post quests will be like another 45 minutes. It's comically short. But all the same, I don't see much reason for beating around the bush. Not much happened last stream, aside from finishing off Pandemonium, right? And all that story happened. I went over what my big theory for what the coming big new conflict is going to be, or if not, just it'll come up in another raid series. I don't think we've heard the last from the Seraphs, but other interesting notes. As far as I can think of, everything on the blue list now, as the black list will be finished today. All the content that I've got left to get through, that I have any distinct interest in getting through before Dawn Trail comes out, I don't queue for. So it'll all be on Seraph. Unless, I guess, if I get to the purple list, which is the last 5 items, in which case, the Yorha raids are on there. Hildebrand used to be. I don't know where it went. Whatever. No. I will be able to stay on my home server for the foreseeable future. On top of that, I'll also very in fact, pretty much certainly be doing all of Dawn Trail and Seraph as well, because the population boom on launch day will be enough to get through queues, and the idea of of going through not one but two multi-hour long queues, I'm good. Let's see. I don't believe I've mentioned it yet, but I have like officially given up on doing Viper for Dawn Trail. I looked up some metrics, and it doesn't look like getting it done in 4 hours is going to be at all feasible. And that's like my static time limit. If I can just avoid wasting that time, I'm not going to waste that time. I've only got 4 days, you know? So, presently, the plan has shifted. I forgot how old my fucking aiming gear is. Oof, good thing I'm not doing much fighting in these quests. So I've pretty much settled that I'm either going to be doing Dawn Trail on Dark Knight, because Dark Knight's my main, or I'm going to be doing Dawn Trail on Ninja, because it's still a scouting job, so you know, it's like in the ballpark, right? And I mean, and Ninja's abilities that we've seen so far aren't terrible, so yeah, I would put my money on Dark Knight, though. I am a fan of Dark Knight. Originally, I was going to be doing Tataru's Grand Endeavor on Dark Knight, but I did notice a few things. Among them being that there are a handful of jobs which have not appeared on stream as of yet. And I would like to do all the jobs, at least, you know, once, not counting the job quests given, right? So originally I was going to be doing Tataru's Grand Endeavor on Dark Knight, as well as the post-Omega quests. But, like, it's not for, like, thematic reasons. So, and Bard shows up literally nowhere else. Bard being another one of those jobs where it's like, I kind of wish I'd done it at least once in Myths of the Realm. But anyway, without any further ado, that eclectic attire, that distinct scent of the unknown. You, my good stranger, must be an adventurer. You have found yourself in the company of Quevane, journalist for the Thavnarian Truth. A pleasure to make your acquaintance. Are you aware of the festivities currently underway at the Gold Saucer? They guarantee a generous MGP bonus to those who participate, but I have reason to believe that there is more to this celebration than meets the eye. As a writer for the premier publication on unexplained and otherworldly phenomenon, I was drawn not to the promise of copious cactpots, but to the rumors of enigmatic water imps that have suddenly proliferated amongst the saucer's patrons. We at the Thavnarian Truth have been looking to expand our investigations across the star, and this supernatural scoop presents us with the ideal opportunity. Why have the imps made themselves known now? What do they intend to accomplish? I must cover this groundbreaking story with all due haste, but I cannot hope to answer all of these questions alone. Tell me, adventurer, would you aid me in my pursuit of truth? Excellent, excellent. Let us reconvene at the Gold Saucer's entrance square. Let's just where is the bastard? There he is. Seems fitting. Is it similar? I guess not. Never mind, wait a minute. I could have swore one of the Yokai Watch minions was Kappa adjacent. It would appear I am mistaken, though. I am in fact mistaken. I don't think there's an imp minion. Or if there is, I don't have it. I don't know. What a wonderful use of time. Nope. Oh well. Nope. We'll go back to the Starbird then. Come along, Medion. Airship landing. All of us running in the name of saving like 20 gil. Worth it, I say. Bard is one of my favorite glamours I have together, so it really is a shame that I just haven't played it on stream at all. Ah, you've arrived. Noticed anything out of the ordinary? There's a guy in a Kappa costume. Not a fan of the feet, as you say. I think our creature is in costume. Indeed, an imitation and nothing more. And here I thought I could rival the editor-in-chief with my own unprecedented article. Now what am I to report? This is but child's play next to the extraterrestrial discoveries he has made. We have found the source of the rumors, but saucer imp unmasked, just normal men and women in costume. Why, that sounds more to me like a waste of good ink. It's unacceptable, worthless, unfit for consumption. Gods, I grow drowsy just thinking about writing such a thing. Our readership would be appalled. Fundamentally, there's another curious lead I wish to pursue. In doing so, we may frame our story around the current festivities, then recount the role of the imps within them. Yes, that might suffice. You see, as I awaited your arrival, I questioned the attendant at the front desk as to the imp's origins. Strangely enough, I was told that only a select few staff members were present in the planning stages of this affair, and fewer still know who proposed the initial idea. I was, however, informed that a staff member on the floor, a man attending to an imp, may have the information we seek. If we split up and search the saucer, we're bound to find him. I shall leave Wonder Square to you, and let us reconvene here when our rounds are complete. Oh, no, wrong way. Well met, my good man. My companion and I are delighted to make your acquaintance. He cannot speak like you and I, but I assure you, he is oh so fond of making new friends on this joyous impish occasion. What is the occasion, you ask? Why, the March of the Imps, of course. 'Tis a fresh new take on an annual celebration here at the Gold Saucer, as suggested by one of our staff. When we first received word of it, we were rather baffled by the concept, but it seems to have left a positive impression on our guests. To present our patrons with the most engaging experience possible, we've outfitted our attendants with impish attire. These costumed imps are free to frolic about the saucer and bring joy to those they meet, with an adorable squee or kappa. Why imps, one might ask, and they would have good reason to do so. Alas, I myself was never told the exact reasoning. But if you are if you are keen to learn more of the march, I know just the imp who can assist you. He's the one who coined the idea for it, after all. I last saw him on the second floor at the Manderville Lounge. He may still be there if you hurry. If he should speak to you in the impish tongue, you needn't fret. He's particularly unique even among his brethren, and he makes his intentions quite clear to those not versed in imp speak. If you're searching for the imp I spoke of, you should be able to find him at the Mandarin Lounge. He may still be there if you hurry. Oh, it's fucking... this is Godbert. Squee? Kappa. Though you feel as if there's been some grave misunderstanding, the imposing imp suddenly entrusts with you a set of impish attire. His piercing gaze reaches into the very depths of your soul, and you somehow come to understand what he is trying to tell you. Go forth, my stalwart apprentice. You have the sinking feeling that the imp will not provide you with the information you require until you have completed his task. It is now your solemn duty to don the impish attire and entertain the patrons in Event Square. You must continue wearing this costume in order to progress. Speak with the imposing imp to restore or prolong the garment change. Hang on. Yeah, there we go. Judging by the eccentric attire, I'm going to assume you work here. Tell me, which of these attractions aren't stacked against me? I've lost nearly all my MGP today, and I need to find a way to earn it back somehow. Squee. What? Is that your way of consoling me? As if I needed pity from an oversized frog. Still, I appreciate the sentiment. Luck may not be on my side, but it's nice to know that someone else is. Okay, real sorry about that. Just dealing with some stuff with my car. I probably should have gone to the AFK scene. My apologies. I will attempt to remember to put in a timestamp. No promises though. At this point, timestamps were a fun idea once, and then I just can't be asked. Wow, you're one of those new mascots. You must know all about the prizes here, right? I saved up lots of MGP, and I'm not sure what to exchange it for. Kappa. Hey, aren't you cute? If only I could take you home with me. Oh, I know. They have little imps that look just like you at the prize counter. Daddy, I want a water imp. Let's go get one, please. Pretty please. Where's the third one? These people, maybe? I'm not in the saucer often enough to know who shouldn't be here. Up here? Ah, yes. Hello there. You must be that new mascot that's been marching about. Some manner of imp, was it? I like your hat or head thing. How precious. I was a bit afraid to chat with you at first, but you're much friendlier than I imagined. First, Senor Sabotender, now you. Would that I never had to leave the saucer. I could spend the rest of my days surrounded by adorable creatures like you. Ma'am, I am very clearly a man in a costume. Your impish antics have brought joy to the saucer's patrons. Return to the imposing imp and inform him of your success. The imposing imp appears downcast, as if he was expecting someone else. Perhaps it would be best to remove your impish attire. In the ephemeral moments that the imposing imp's gaze meets yours, you are overcome with a mysterious sense of obligation, and realize that he is trying to tell you, let us continue our discussion at Entrance Square. Ah, there you are. Loath as I am to admit it, my search for the one behind this event has yielded little success. Regardless of my results, it's plain to see that the imps are well loved by all, but I cannot write an article on that fact alone. How did you fare, my honorary assistant? Oh, 'tis a pleasure as always to see you at the saucer, Arentel. The Godbert Manderville? Never did I think I'd meet a member of the Syndicate face to face. Surely you of all people must know who proposed the idea for this event. Your generous deeds this day have not gone unnoticed, so I believe an explanation is in order. It was I who proposed the idea for these festivities, as a matter of fact. Perhaps you are already aware, but we employ a void scent known as Typhoon here at the Golden Saucer. Summoned into this world by the Thaumaturg's Guild, he is a diligent soul who utilizes his formidable flaws to our patrons' benefit. It was not long after I hired Master Typhoon that I became acquainted with a high-ranking member of the guild. Through him, I learned of a curious spell from ages past, known only as Imp. True to its name, the spell transforms the target into the very beings you have espied marching about the saucer. Master Ultros is proficient in the very same spell. Mayhap you fell victim to it during your encounter atop the dragon's neck. He oft refers to imps as his buddies, and pals, in fact. I found myself quite enamored with these adorable creatures, and sought to answer the question that yet lingered in my mind. Where did the imps come from, and how did their spell fall into the hands of man? I pored through what few resources were available on the subject, yet I could not find a definitive answer. Heartbreaking though it was, I was left with no choice but to leave the creature's lineage shrouded in mystery. Nevertheless, I could not allow their history to fade into obscurity. When it came time to decide the theme of our annual festivities, I crafted the impish attire based on my findings and proposed a celebration in their honor. You utilized these costumes not only to entertain, but to educate others as well, and with that, the full story is laid bare. Indeed, though I know not if such a conclusion will prove ideal for the Thavnarian truth. I feel a story coming on. Myth made manifest at the Gold Saucer. Thaumaturgical history reveals imp mystery. Ah, yes, this is the scoop I seek. It is, as Master Manderville says, much about these imps remains an enigma, but they have brought countless smiles to the Gold Saucer. Readers shall doubtless want to learn of their existence, as well as the event that brought these few facts to the fore. Such passion and drive to shed light upon the unknown is a fascinating tale, one that I shall do my utmost to depict. Oh, that's the spirit, lad. 'Twould be an honor to see our imps grace your publication's pages. I shall look forward to reading your account of it in the coming days. This young man's story will doubtless bring all the more attention to the March of the Imps, so I must express my thanks in the spirit of the celebration, with a set of impish attire, of course. You have my deepest gratitude as well, adventurer. Inspiration calls, and I must away to make these ideas a reality. But your contributions were vital to this discovery. You are more than deserving of reward. A job well done, my friend. The festivities shall be underway for some time yet, so I hope you will not squander the opportunity to enjoy this moment of respite. A march with our fellow imps. Sus. Why did the camera linger on you, imp man? What was your deal? Where'd you go? Aetheryte. I'm blind. No? No more quests. I guess that was the red herring. Maybe one day. Well, I believe that does wrap up the Make It Rain event. Very long, that one. That's not what I want. You're who I want. I have entirely too much MGP to not have the Imp Minion. Gimme. Black Coral, Heavy Hatchling, Neotoll Scava, Piggy, Unlucky Rabbit, this. Already have those. Should I get these at some point, but I like Hancock's ones the best anyway, so. Anyway. I wonder if Near Reincarnation is still around. I wonder if like the story's done, so I can find a video that like recaps all of it. Because while I am vehemently against gacha games, I'm still curious what narrative gets told in that. There was a video, I think it's been a couple of years by now, that I watched about it. But like again, it's been like a year or two, so who knows what's developed in the meantime. Sorry about that. Oh. Wait, take me to my armoire. I will never use either of these, like literally ever. And now I can re-enter New Game Plus. Fine. Okay, make sure I'm out in the fucking open. One more time. There we go. And after only about around 30 minutes, we can actually start Tataru's Grand Endeavor. Arntel Malfren, welcome, welcome. I am Medgina, assistant shopkeep, and apprentice seamstress here at Tataru's boutique. I doubt you remember my face, as I am merely one of the many who owe you our lives. But you will always have my gratitude for saving me that day on the Ebelin Rhyme. You're too kind, and while I hate to ask aught more of you, please say that you're here to assist Mistress Tataru's new endeavor. Not yet, but he soon shall be. Hang on. Whatever would we do without your penchant for turning up precisely when you're needed, eh? I'm still trying to figure out what the screenshot's going to be for this. Sorry, the thumbnail rather. Now, to make the long story of our solvency short, we've secured the resources to produce the new designs I developed in cooperation with guilds near and far, and in sufficient quantity to meet rising demand. We cannot rest on our laurels, however. To serve passing adventurers and the occasional intrepid Charlian is all well and good, but we're hardly taking the world by storm, no? Much like yourself, we must ever look to new horizons. The science proved that the cooperation on a star-wide scale is possible, and we would be fools not to capitalize on that to build the grandest trade network in the history of Heidelin. All for the greater good, of course. Yes, this is a wonderful opportunity to bring people together. I often think back to that incredible moment when the Garlean army came to our rescue. Perhaps our efforts too will one day lead to a miracle like that which took place on the Ebelin Rhyme. I have no doubt that they shall, but we mustn't expect such alliances to form themselves. We must be proactive, and who better to woo our future partners in commerce than our current number one customer, you. Our erstwhile comrades-in-arms know that when it comes to good equipment and better ideas, few have such keen eyes as our adventurer extraordinaire. Even should they hesitate at first, I'm certain you can convince them using these samples I've prepared. Well, I see that my mind is made up. But of course, with your assistance, we'll have both coin and goodwill flowing in no time. Everything is falling into place. Where shall we send our intel first? Don't you worry, I have it all planned out. First, Limsa. Sickard has the bloody executioners working harder than ever, so he is sure to appreciate any extra supplies. Next, Gridania, the Seed Seers are a source of trusted authority and insight into the Shroud, so we'd not go amiss in cultivating the investment of, say, Arun Senna. I hear tell that he has some interest in affairs abroad, so the novelty of our samples may persuade him to our side. As for Ul'dah, I feel confident in pinning our hopes on Pippin. He's always been a stalwart ally, and it goes without saying that he has more than a little sway in the Sultanate. Between his involvement with the Immortal Flames, the Syndicate, and the Colosseum, he's bound to find a use for quality accoutrements. With that out of the way, Medjina, would you do the honors? Never let it be said that Tataru is stingy with her samples. Now, if you make your way to Limsa and climb aboard the Astilica, I am certain someone will point you in Sickard's direction. I have my own avenues of inquiry to attend to, but I'll check in periodically to see how our journey is coming along. Let's get to it. As Mr. Tataru says, trust is the foundation of a stable business, and we trust in you. Worth a shot. Oh, I don't need to take the boat. Good shit. I mean, it'd be cheaper, but I'm good. I got money. Aetherite. Wrong. Once again, Aetherite. Good here. Oh, I should turn my weapon back on. It completes the color balancing. We got purple for Mage's Ballad. There's gold and shit for Army's Peon, and I mean green. Where's Minuet? Totally intentional, I swear. I walked right past him. Hello. I recognize ye. What do you want? Long as it's not about another bloody apocalypse, I don't see why not. Wait here. So you won't believe what's going on in the void right about now. Oh, no way. I haven't leveled Culinarian, but that was the 3 crafting guild masters from here. Well, bugger me. I mean, I have to assume the chef-looking guys for Culinarian, but that was the armor smith and the weaponsmith, blacksmith and is it just weaponsmith? I don't think it's right. Armor and blacksmith. That's what it is. Thought we'd seen the last of you for a while. What brings you aboard? Can I interest you in some fine garb today? Yeah, your sales pitch needs some work, but I see what you're getting at. We're already traveling halfway across the world every half moon. May as well earn a little extra for our trouble, eh? You know, there was a time I was pirating. I thought pirating was the whole world. That being the best of them all meant something. Going to Ilsbard made me see how small my world was. Compared to the real one, standing next to the star's finest, I started to wonder what I had to brag about. Then the bloody executioners went and did me proud by bringing in a bigger goddamn haul of adamantite than anyone else in the realm. Between that and the new metalworks that they've got going, with the kobolds and the Sahagin looking to export their own wares, it seemed like the right time for the executioners to change our sails, so to speak. Which is all to say that if you've got wares for promoting, I'd be happy to show them off across the realm and beyond. Masterworks from Tataru's boutique, guaranteed by the warrior Olight himself. Almost seems a waste to wear them. Folk will be lining up at the docks for these. Literally, seeing as Old Charlie is only accessible by sea. Now, if we got ourselves an exclusive shipping contract, I see the course clear as day. Now we just need a Menelane on board. He's right useless when there's work to be done, but talk's another matter, and he still owes me one for keeping a sorry arse out of trouble. So I'll have him put me in touch with a few savvy salesmen, a few savvy salesman types on the continent. Tell Tataru I look forward to setting sail on this new tide of hers. May the winds of change guide us aright. Arntal, it's me. How goes our little venture thus far? Oh, Sickard's eyeing the shipping routes, is he? All according to plan. But our work has only just begun. I'll keep after my own contacts while you work on Arun. I hear he's not often in the city, but I don't doubt that Mother Moyne can sift him out. Hermione. Literally the first character I speak to in the game, and I don't fucking know how to pronounce it. I wonder if all these quests will display, like, in the background, all the crafting jobs, just kind of have them show up in some capacity. Why if it isn't Arntal? Struck with a sudden craving for eel pie, were you? Or is it information you fancy? Oh yes, word of our Seedseer's comings and goings never fails to reach my ears. I'm told that ever since he returned from his foray to Ilsbard, he's been roaming back and forth between our neighboring tribes, settlements, and the Lotus Stand. You'll miss him if you make for one or the other, like as not, so I suggest you waylay him at the Blue Badger Gate. Wait. A rune is never one place long, so you need only be patient a little while. Cup of tea while you wait. curious. Might I ask why you're loitering at the gates, Arentel, and with such an enormous sack? I admit you've piqued my interest. To interrogate the tradition and ingenuity of guilds throughout Eorzea in such a fashion is no small feat. As it happens, I'm of the mind to do something similar myself, assuming I secure the other Seed Seer's approval. You are doubtless aware that historically Gridania has placed the peace of the Twelveswood in our covenant with the elementals above all else, often to the detriment of our relationship with other peoples. Yet, much as we are one with the Shroud, are we not also part of the Star Entire? Our adventures in Garlemald made plain the strength of a world united. This attire you carry demonstrates much the same truth. But perhaps you assumed you would need to talk me round to the idea. If so, I apologize for the disappointment. If 'tis any comfort, I'm nearly as surprised myself. No longer am I content to hear the words of the elementals alone. I wish to know the voices of men. Through our time in Garlemald, okay. Though our time in Garlemald has shown me that my ability to listen is average at best, much like my ability to read, evidently. These horns may mark me as gifted in the Twelveswood, but beyond, they inspire neither fear nor awe. I have been mistaken several times for a Zayla, and may as well be one for all the difference my status as Seed Seer makes to those who want for succor. Yet 'twas this selfsame insignificance that allowed me for the first time in my life to truly feel part of a greater whole. I am but one life among myriads upon this star. I dare say I should behave accordingly. With luck, my elder sister shall agree. Tell Mrs. Tataru that her gift is accepted with gratitude, and she ought to hear from us soon. Guess who? Did you speak with Arun yet? That sounds promising. I'm beginning to understand what makes our Seed Seer friend tick. But we can discuss that later. You need to catch Pippin ere his duties take him from Ul'dah once more. I believe he spends much of his time at the Colosseum, so perhaps you should pay a visit to the Gold Court. I'll be awaiting your full report at the boutique. Congrats on finishing your... Oh, that's a samurai relic. So that's what it looks like. No, I want to see the weapon. Not terrible. I'm still disappointed that the final steps all look the exact same, and I'm still annoyed about all the Paladin and Dark Knight weapons. They all look really good in profile, but they're too fucking thick. I would have loved for the Stage 3 Dark Knight Relic to have become my new mainstay. I love the effect, I love the shape, but you turn it blade-wise, and it's a fucking club. It is as wide as it is thick. It's ridiculous. Insane. Or thick as it is wide. Deeply upsetting. Paladin is the exact same way. I love how they look in profile, but they're clubs. I see. Marshal Tarupin is currently engaged in another meeting, but I shall tell him that our intel awaits his convenience. That said, once the Golbez weapons get effects, like, at the end of fucking Dawn Trail, I'm 90% that's gonna become my new Dark Knight main hand, because I love the way that blade looks. Minus the guard being spikes that sweep down toward the hand, but it's whatever. My apologies for keeping you waiting. I did not expect you. I did not expect you here this morning. Tataru is offering quality material, is she? I can hardly say no to that. It fits almost too perfectly with my plans for the flames. I have long striven for mastery of the blade. I require the trials of Ilsapard, however, to truly see Tiozona for what it is. The fire that warms the coldest night, the spark that ignites a blaze of hope, and, most of all, an unbreakable testament to Father's faith in me. More ally than tool, it is a treasure beyond price. Does every soldier of the immortal flames not deserve allies such as this? Hi. How are you? I have no fucking idea what happened. I don't think that split my VOD, did it? Hang on. Yeah, no, we're good. I also have no idea how much dialogue I just lost. Hang on, I have to... I love Spectrum. I love Spectrum. I love Spectrum. I love Spectrum. I'm harboring no feelings of violence towards Spectrum. Video producer. Oh no, it's been better to my channel. Channel. No, do not echo. Stop. Go away. I stop it. No. I hate you. Fire. Is every soldier... long. Tab back over. Open this up. Event. Okay, so only missed one text box. Not terrible. Could have been worse. Indeed, works made possible only through the ingenuity and dedication of allies across the star may be just the sort of inspiring armament we need. I anticipate that I will be sending along an order for custom equipment ere long. In the meantime, would you mind if I use these samples for a few trials here at the Coliseum? My thanks. We shall put them to use immediately. As a child of Ul'dah, however, naught strikes fear into my heart like the prospect of receiving valuable goods for free. I must insist you accept something in return. I had been meaning to gift that necklace to Tataru. Its poor condition aside, she might rather have it than not. I've spoken with Tataru at some length about our past, you understand. In many ways, we are quite similar. As you may recall, her family was bankrupted when she was very young, a consequence of her father's business failing. They were forced to put all their wealth towards paying off his debts, and then some. Once a set, One asset they reluctantly parted with was a necklace treasured by her mother, for which Tataru has long searched to no avail. Strangely enough, I recently discovered jewelry of the same description amidst a store of neglected Colosseum prizes. Assuming it is the same piece, I should like to see it returned to her. It is significantly worse off for having changed hands, though, and only the sapphire centerpiece remains unlost and undamaged. She may appreciate the sentiment nevertheless, but it's difficult to say. What do you think? The memories it holds of her aren't lost or damaged. True enough, though, if it's to be a gift, I would prefer to at least clean it up a bit. In that case, I had considered asking the Goldsmith's Guild, but you ought to be able to turn the necklace into a piece that Tataru would wear, if not precisely what she remembers. I imagine you will have the opportunity to pick up gems and other suitable materials on your travels. From there, it is merely a matter of unifying the pieces. Are you willing? I am something of a master goldsmith myself. Then I will have the sapphire removed from its setting and sent to the boutique with all haste. I doubt even Tataru will dare open a private package addressed to you. Best of luck in finding matching materials, and in your mercantile endeavors, of course, may the traders guide you to fortune fair. God is dead. God remains dead. How will we comfort ourselves, murderer of murderers? You've returned, with your bag all the lighter for having given away our samples, I hope. Speaking of which, a parcel from one Pippin Tarupin arrived not bells ago, addressed to you. Could it be that our newfound partnerships are already bearing fruit? Yes, in a way. Her mother's necklace. Why, that's a wonderful idea. Please allow me to assist. I swear I won't breathe a word of this to Mistress Tataru. It does occur to me that I should probably do all the crafting jobs at some point too, all the other job quests. I'll probably save that until after I've leveled Culinarian and Fisher though, so I can actually do all of them. Leveling Culinarian sounds... Well, leveling Culinarian is going to be hell. So I gotta level Fisher first so I can get the materials to make the food. I was already working on that before I burned out like a few months ago. I do wonder what parts you will need. Do you know what style Mistress Tataru prefers? If this necklace is to be a keepsake, why not focus on that? Apologies, I could not help it over here. That's quite all right, but do please keep your voice down. What was it you were saying? It suddenly occurred to me that, since you were gifted the sapphire so readily, our other partners in this endeavor may wish to offer up something for Mrs. Tataru as well. With such gifts, we could turn the necklace into a memento of not just her past and its trials, but her present success as well. That's perfect. If our plans for the boutique proceed apace, we should soon have more than enough tokens from friends across the sea. What do you think, Arantel? Well, were you waiting for little old me? Mr. Tataru, we were just discussing the successful delivery of the samples. Yes. Good to hear. How fares dear Pippin? I knew he would come through, though I admit that I wasn't expecting to outfit a whole host of immortal flames quite so soon. I suppose it goes to show that even the most hardened warriors can always learn a thing or two. And Sigurd and Arun have changed as well, if your tales are any indication. I imagine their personal growth bodes well for that of our network. Thank you for checking up on them. We must sort through our current commissions before deciding who to approach next, but I know I can count on you to be ready when they are. Okay, real quick, there's something I've been wondering about, and I've got time for it. No, not the shield. Is it anywhere on this armor set? I'm not seeing it. No, not on the back either. Okay, what about the shield? The sword. And not there. Except... no, that's not it. Okay, so... I and others have noticed that a lot of characters have a weird, like, T-shaped motif on their gear. Like, you can see it really clearly on Alphino. In his Endwalker attire. Save image as... temp.jpg. Yes, replace temp.jpg. So that little... hang on. Oh, my mouse is under the image. The gold thing on his chest, right? And a similar motif that shows up on all the Scions. Where's their ARR garb? Ah, perfect. Actually, no, there are people here. Not all the Scions. It's actually... oh, I hate Google. Man, scrolling through Google really is hell, isn't it? No, I need an image that actually shows it. Please. I haven't done ARR because I can't even pull the VOD or something. Okay, I think Yita's is more visible. Yita. Spoiler, it's not. Oh no, perfect. Save image as temp.jpg. Yes. Oh god. So, come on. Almost. There we go. So that eye symbol is a marker for the circle of knowing. So knowing that in the past they've had like indicators of affiliation on the gear, it does bring to question what that a T symbol is for. I don't think it's the Scions. If so, why didn't it show up sooner? So I was thinking that it might be for Tataru's boutique. But if that was the case, then I would imagine that it would appear on your job gear as well. Hang on. Let's try, like, healer. Because... okay, so... this doesn't count, because of course it's gonna have it, because fucking Alphino wears it. But, like, I don't see it on the job gear. I don't know. I'm curious. I'm sure there's something because like, it's not just on Elfino. I think Alize has it as well. I'm pretty sure it's like somewhere on like Y'shtola. Oh my! I can just do any of them now. We'll go in order. Why, hello there. Your arrival could not have been more timely. Mistress Tataru has but just left instructions for another batch of deliveries. She sends regards, of course. Today she is in Idleshire for business with Rowena's House of Splendors, and tomorrow will no doubt find her in some other far-flung corner of the realm. We mustn't be outdone, Arentel. This time, our samples are destined for 2 organizations in Corthus, an arrangement made possible by none other than Master Sicard. He contacted his dear friend Lord Amenelaine de Fortamps, who was kind enough to spread word of the boutique to his other contacts across Ishgard. It hardly took any time for the first letter of interest to reach us, and once these samples have been delivered, that interest will be piqued to a passion. Or, so I have been assured, Lord Amenelaine has insisted he will take care of all the particulars and bid me convey with enthusiasm that he looks forward to accompanying you on the deliveries. Now then, regarding that secret mission of ours. A gorgeous sapphire, is it not? It will make a beautiful necklace once restored, a keepsake of not only Mistress Tataru's mother, but that of her many friends and allies from across the realm. I'm confident that someone of your experience has a most discerning eye for mementos. Bring back anything you think will make a worthy addition. I'm just fighting with something. And with that, I will leave these samples in your capable hands and eagerly await your safe return. Alright, we're all set up. We must prioritize delivering samples and advertising the boutique, of course, but perhaps this venture to Ishgard may afford an addition to Mistress Tataru's necklace. Last ritual. Oh, it was the Jewel Causier. Oh well. Go ahead and jump. It just works. Barely even took any damage. Arentel, old boy, 'tis good to see a rosy glow in your cheeks, considering that dreadful business with the imminent destruction of mankind and the end of times and whatnot. Yes, indeed. Who better to distribute exquisite arms and accoutrements than a bona fide hero such as yourself? Well, I have 2 parties with simply ravenous interest in your product, dear chap. The first of whom so happens to be rather exquisite herself, my dearest Lady Laniette. Actually, it occurs to me that it might be Lanier. Be so good as to precede me to the Rose House, and I shall be along promptly, of course, just as soon as I'm coified and powdered. Or coiffed and powdered. Maybe? Coiffed, right? I don't know. Well met, Arntel. 'Tis good to see you hale and home. Thank you for personally making the trip. I know your obligations are many. Truth be told, your arrival could scarce have had better timing. While our erstwhile troubled relations with the Vanuvanu improved by the day, we have been forced to reconsider our current munitions due to recent incidents of... I have come, my darling Blossom. Behold, Amenelaine, the executioner, here to smite your foes with ruthless ardor. Oh my fucking god. I fucking forgot about this. He's wearing, I think, is that the level 90 warrior gear? I think it's level 80, isn't it? It'd make more sense if it was 90. Well, I strike a rather smashing silhouette, do I not? Why, Sicard could not have found a better man to gift these samples to. Oh, I ruined it. Hang on. There we go. Right, I'm satisfied. Different time of day and weather. Anyway, surely such splendid armor could be put to better use than fashion, Lord Amenelaine. Could I not prevail upon your better senses to relinquish that gear to those who might actually appreciate it practically? Far be it from me to deny any request of yours, Lady Laniette. Only, I must confess that I may have slightly exaggerated Sicard's generosity in the matter of gifting these. You mean to say you borrowed them, no doubt, without his knowledge or consent? And why should I have expected otherwise? Friends may forgive, but it bears repeating that your clients deserve at least a modicum of professionalism. You do have other clients, don't you? Of course I have, and of no little celebrity at that. You remember the Red Bills, of course. The Sky Pirates, that an experienced adventurer should know them hardly surprises me, but how does a privileged son of House Fortemps come to make their direct acquaintance? That is not the right keybind. There we go. 'Twas a happy coincidence of ale and circumstance, I assure you. As Arntel here can attest, an unbiased range of social contacts is an essential arsenal of not just adventurers, but any gentleman of consequence. Unbiased is all very well, but... Sky Pirates are precisely the problem I was speaking of earlier, Arntel, before we were interrupted. Recently, self-proclaimed Sky Pirates have been marauding trading vessels with troubling audacity. Even the Sky Steel Manufactory has reported stolen property at the hands of these ruffians. Troubling news indeed, though I cannot imagine fellows as amicable as our Red Bills could be responsible. Still, if we should hear aught of it, I shall send word directly. Now then, Arntel, off we trot to the infamous Perek. I have been told to seek out a certain red standard upon Coldwind. How the pulse quickens. Okay, there is a detail on this quest. Just came back to me. I want to see something. So, forgive me as I make a quick trip back to my fucking armoire. Don't teleport me straight there, please, I beg you. Just gonna make this... Hey, you son of a bitch. Oh well. All that convenience wasted. I shall be back promptly, I'm in a lane. And likely in different glamour. I wonder if you can do these quests. No, you couldn't, because they're level 90. Blue Mage capped it at 80. Do any of my glamours... Maybe... It would have to be Astrologian. Yeah, it has to be Astro for it to actually be visible. Well, Astrologian gets a brief spot. Oh, you fucking... Suspend New Game Plus. At least I can access my retainers if I need to without doing a 15-minute run around. It is a armor item, right? Seasonal achievements. The extra... I suppose it's not. Yep, there it is. Restore item. Equip. Tank my fucking item level. Because there's a piece of dialogue I'm very curious to see if it changes if you're wearing the scarf. I highly doubt it. There's no fucking way. But I do want to check. Now, my closest teleport is going to be Oxondu. And honestly, it is not that far away. And then I shall be back on Bard just as soon as I finish this segment. Honestly, being on Astrologian for Ishgard shit almost fits anyway. Not that Bard fits beyond the theme of wandering, so... At this point, like, class theming to quest theming isn't really a concern for me anymore. I'm through all the content where that's like a big deal to me, and only to me. This looks rather promising, wouldn't you say? I leave the rest to your uncanny sense of direction, old boy. To the Perrick we go. God, if he says something, it's gonna be so cool. Well, if you ain't the very picture of health, Arentel, saving the star from complete annihilation didn't tax you over much, eh? Where does she keep her scarf? Let me guess, it was not compared to all the bowing and scraping required of the mercantile genteel. Don't tell me this dandy is what wooed you from the life with sweet nothings of financial comfort. Leofard, my good man, you know as well as I that the only one wooing Arentel into anything is yourself. Don't think your interest in our mutual friend here escaped my notice. Your aim all along was less about armaments than it was an audience with Arentel, was it not? Not bad for a dandy, eh? I might have had me sights on a touching reunion between Arentel and myself, but that's not to say I won't be needing those samples. See, I have a job that could right benefit from both your keen sense and those pieces you've brought me, so long as they've half the quality of what Menelane was showing off in the Owl House, anyway. I can count on your participation, yes. You'll be duly compensated, of course. Just name your price. Parts of a necklace for Tataru herself, eh? I'd have preferred something you might make use of. But far be it from me to dictate what a man does with his booty. If that's your recompense, I'll see what I can do. Now that we have you on board, allow me to elaborate. It seems another band of petty thieves has been masquerading as sky pirates and harrying honest traders as of late. So you've heard of them, aye. These so-called monstrous cockatoos don't exactly strike fear into the heart of men, but they are being a right nuisance, and now they've gone and made things personal. You remember the Ramiel, don't you? The captain's old airship? Well, after what happened in Unscathed, we've been commissioning the finest airship parts from across the realm for the reconstruction of her successor, only to have those cockpert nincompoops pillage the very Skysteel manufacturing vessel that was carrying our precious cargo. The nerve of some people, makes me mouth water. Of course, once the cockatoos realized whose property they pilfered, they flew into a panic and holed up in Idleshire after stashing the goods somewhere. The video, go away. This is where you and your samples come in. We want you to take Leofard, and before we spill the rest, Stacia, let's make sure our friend here is still up for a spot of fowling. How about it, then? I have been craving bird game lately. I knew I was right to call on you. Those doughy ducklings don't know what plucked them. Quite so. With our intel returned and our crew complete, victory over these ne'er-do-wells is almost certainly assured. By the by, would you have any terrible objections if I informed the Rose Knights of your designs on these charlatans? The Knights are affiliated with House Hilliard, you see, and thus have particular interest in recovering the contents of that Skysteel vessel. I know the most capable Lady Laniette simply will not rest until she has brought those scoundrels to justice. Can't say it's an alliance I've ever considered, but as long as I get all the cockatoo I'm due, our knights most thorny are welcome to catch and cage as they see fit. Splendid. Lady Laniette shall be glad to hear of it. Overjoyed even. Yes, she may simply be unable to contain her unbridled delight, I must away. Not awaiting us in Idleshire, but danger and subterfuge. But such is more tempting to our ilk than lovely knights, eh? Let's be off. I'll explain the rest of our gambit once we get there. Nvidia, fuck off. Between Leofard Horde and all the shiny baubles and K-Sith coveting all the maps and scrolls, the Red Bills ain't been selling much in the way of treasure lately. To be frank, we're flat broke. Such restoring the good name of Sky Pirates is a matter of pride, but we simply can't afford to lose those airship parts. Wrong person, K-Sith. I, for one, am most indignant by how well he looks. Who's the dandy now, you ask? I reckon my reputation precedes me in these parts, and the legendary Red Bill Leofard ain't known for togs like these. Though I could get used to this, comfortable, practical, and with a sense of style to boot. Ain't often you find that holy triad in battle gear. Quite the line you're touting. Which brings us to your role in my master plan. While it ain't easy laying low in a motley place like Idleshire, these cockahoop cowards have been managing it well enough. So to lure them out, we're going to spread savory rumors of a black market merchant looking to fence some fine contraband for even finer coin. That's you. Just strike up a chat with any adventurers or peddlers that seem like to share hearsay. I'll be playing your handsome bodyguard, so rest assured, I've got your back, master. I've taken the liberty of preparing your guise. It ain't as flattering as Leofard's, but you should fit the part nicely on this. Leofard is now accompanying you. Yada 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 yada. Stacia and I shall be following your progress from the shadows. I initially thought to volunteer my services as a merchant in the charade, but, well, the guise was rather baggy on me. Oh, hold on a moment. Let me adjust that for you. Wait, there's no way I can, right? I think I have it. I do. It does work! Let's go! Contrabandits? Well, I do know of some sky pirates new to town, and just the other day I overheard them discussing their latest windfall. Yes, just the sort of enterprising folk we're looking for. You think you could help us pin them down? Well, I'll do what I can. I'm no stranger to sky pirates, so I'll ask around. This gear fits me surer than a glove. I only wish I could wear my own scarf with it. How each Red Bill wears their scarf is their business, but whether they sport it outright or keep it tucked away has no bearing on their rank or allegiance. I don't ask in principle, but I'll admit that I'm dreadfully curious where you keep yours. It doesn't change. It doesn't change. Alas. I'm not surprised. I'm not disappointed, but it would have been cool. There's still time, though. There's still time. A merchant yourself, are you? Perhaps I'm overstepping, but consider this friendly advice. Seeking out sky pirates dressed in such stereotypical garb is akin to dangling a sign from your neck reading, "Purge my purse." Oh, the righteous Red Bills may pity you, dear sir, but few else. Righteous. Ain't never been to me liking, mate. I just can't abide them reprobates what don't honor the creed of sky pirating. Or so you can imagine Red Bill Leofard might say. Not that it's any matter of yours. Anyhow, shit. That was me. That was, for once, purely my fault. Anyhow, should you find someone looking to offload or dubiously obtained merchandise, send them our way, will you? If you insist, but don't say I didn't warn you. Jovial busy dealer. Yes. Gabi eye catches such sky stealers. Sky stealers came to claim a busy deal at Craftforge, but bring no trade goods for Jingly Shine. Great laugh joke for Gabi merchants. Sky stealers leave with grub face. Gabi does not understand why Uplanders wish to trade tongue flaps with grump-faced sky stealers, but happy to hand lend for more laugh jokes. Much obliged. If all goes to plan, we'll have you laugh joking over their sorry hides for summers to come. Great happiness for goodly Uplanders. Gabi shares one more laugh joke. Sky stealers whine cry about calling strong friend as they shame run. Friend may be strong, but Sky Stealer brain cases are still airtight. Stack Blocks is an amazing name. It's up. So, are we the talk of the town yet? As far as I can tell, you're strong contenders, perhaps second only to rumors about a mysterious intimidator who's cast their lot in with the cockatoos. Only natural that those sniveling whelps hired a browbeater, but what trickherd willingly courts the rancor of Red Bill Leofard? Well, I suppose a few names come to mind, but no matter, our plan proceeds as discussed. Let's take to the streets and wait for our clients to come crawling, eh? Hey, we'll get there some point before the heat death of the universe, I promise. Whoa there, are you the traitor looking to chaffer with the monstrous cockatoos? Chafer? With scrags like you? Fury end me. I don't know whether to laugh or cry. Well, they took my glasses off. That voice! Red Bill Leofard! As you live and breathe. Not for long, though, if you don't hand over what you and your dicky bird stole. Ha! Bluster all you like, Red Bill, but you ain't getting the better of us this time. We've treated with a sky pirate that'll crush you to pumice. And there you were, thinking that this would be ever so simple. Were you not, my dear Leofard? Not in the slightest. I was thinking surely Radlia and her talons would never sink so low as to become lackeys to a lackey, but here you are. I might even start to pity you. And that is where you constantly underestimate me, Red Bill. I would stop at nothing to realize my desires, or were the sweet memories we made together in Dunscaith not enough to convince you of that? But I suppose I might be willing to overlook your stubborn indifference and return those stolen airship parts if you so desperately seek. But if you would but call me your captain. Completing that airship means more to me than you'll ever understand. I ain't leaving here without me stolen goods. If they're worth recovering, that is. You there, cockalorm? You what? You didn't leave that plunder in wind-aspected territory, did you? Of course you did. Heads as empty as a teapot's tankard. Those airship parts are embedded with highly calibrated corrupted crystals. Put them in any contact with wind sprites, and they're no better than glorified scrap. Wait a moment. He said contact, didn't he? How many wind sprites go contact in the rock formations on province? Eh? It'll be fine. Utata, you've got hands on an airship, yes? Take her to province and go pick up our stolen goods. Some genius hid them under a rock. You were bluffing. Obviously. Don't make me doubt your intelligence, Radlia. What airship needs parts that can't handle a little wind? Doubt what you'd like, Leofard. I hardly need bloody airship bits to beat you into submission. Do they not realize who I am? Let me slip into something more comfortable. This was the perfect opportunity to have us do the Emmett snap emote and then change, like glamour effect, change into our normal attire. Arentel? Did you say Arentel? As in the Arentel Malfriend? Since when was he a friend of the Red Bills? Seems I'm not the only one whose name is worth something in these parts. I'm still prettier though. Well then, sweet cockatoos, let's get about cutting you up and do cock-a-threes and fours, shall we? Red Bill by himself is one thing, but Arentel something else. Ain't nothing for it, lads. Flee for your lives! So much for monstrous. Let's leave them to the garrison. Ain't enough meat on their shivering bones to warrant the chase. Radlia, I reckon this was little more than a diversion to you, but surely you didn't think I'd fold to such a weak hand. All the more pity that you assumed those airship parts were the only pieces of value taken from me and mine. But no matter, it's time to make your allegiances clear. If you and your talons intend to continue this farce, then we'll have it out, here and now. Well, it seems I've misjudged my prospects. I'd thought those simpletons might amount to more than sniveling's turntails, but I have neither loyalty nor affection for a useless cockatoo. I suppose I shall have to content myself with this reunion in itself, but you will need more than clever bluffs to evade me next time. Of that you may be certain. We were standing by in case you needed help, but I'm glad it didn't come to fisticuffs. Sounds like it's only a matter of time before Radlia tries her luck again, and gods only know what she has in mind. While sky pirating may prove profitable, villainy shall not. May the cockatoos ne'er forget the lessons learned this day. Those were some fine samples, without question, but nothing beats wearing my own rags again. Go ahead to the Perak and wait for us in my chambers. We'll be along once I've spoken with our knights most thorny. I just want to make certain those sniveling cockatoos have had their wings clipped. We'll meet you back at the back of the Perak. Okay, so I think right about now is a pretty good time for me to take a real quick break. Gotta go walk around for a few minutes, take care of something. I will be back shortly. Should not take me terribly long. But yes, in the meantime, enjoy the music. Okay, I'm back. I hope that wasn't too long. Didn't exactly take note of the timestamp when I set off, but I am back, and let us get right into it. I've got cancel. Just under 3 hours and two more quest lines to do. Well, I think I have plenty of time, even though these are averaging about half an hour each. At the same time, though, not exactly great because ability to judge, because every single one of these has had substantial diversions. So. This way. Alright, last chance to acknowledge the scarf. Look at all this gold. Sell some of this gold, man. You guys are poor? What's with all your fucking treasure, man? You need all of it? Well, Utata says all stolen property is accounted for, and finishing touches on our airship proceeds apace. And according to the Rose Knights, the cockatoos will be shipped off to the Diadem, where they can enjoy volunteering their services for the betterment of mankind. Speaking of which, Captain, what is to become of the Miscelina recovered from the cockatoo's hoard? I'm sure House Hillionaire will lay claim to their possessions, but as for the appunctancies of origins unknown, or not puss, I don't pocket any jig'em-bob. I find just some pretty foister. I find like some petty foister will track down their rightful places soon enough if my prediction holds. Arntel, is that you? It is, and you look quite as surprised as I feel. To think we'd ever meet here, among the clouds and sky pirates. I was just finishing up my affairs in Idleshire when who should come asking for me but Red Bill Leofard. Quite the thrilling twist to my day, I'll have you know. How did Menelaine put it? She's got her fingers in more pies than a high street baker. When I got wind she was in Idleshire, it felt like snubbing fate not to enlist her expertise. Well, I'm exceedingly glad you did, for I have returned triumphant. Allow me to present the famous traveling portraitist Dorimert. Portraitist, but of course, among the recovered items were a number of singularly beautiful paintings. Oh, I'm relieved to hear it. When I learned which vessel had fallen prey to sky pirates, I thought those pieces would be lost forever. So you are yet another victim of the monstrous cockatoos. Still, a personal summons to the Peric seems like a sort of social nicety to which the captain is normally intolerant. I believe my presence here may have another purpose entirely. You see, Leofard and I are old acquaintances. He commissioned me to paint that portrait, in fact. My beautiful daughter Remiel. She looks perfectly at home here. Beautiful daughter. I, Dermot, is father to Lady Remiel, the gentlewoman who cared for Leofard as a lad. He abdicated all family affairs to his son when he became a practicing artist, but he's still a lord in lineage. You mean to say that the renowned portraitist Dermot is not only your grandfather, but a former lord as well? Oh, you must forgive my blithe introduction from earlier. Not to forgive, Mrs. Taru. On the contrary, I am indebted to you for tracking him down so quickly. Thanks to you, this can happen just as I hoped it might. Construction is... He's got the symbol too, holy shit! What the fuck is that symbol? Construction's about finished on our new airship, and I wanted you here when I christened her. The Remiel will fly again. My dear boys, celebrating your mother's life with you continues to be my great honor. When you hung her portrait here, when you named your first airship, I could see the vestiges of her love shining in your countenance, even your countenance then, just as it is now. I only hope you continue to realize her greatest wish for you, to live as free and unfettered as the sky itself. I know she would be very proud. A bit like herding corals, ain't it? Getting us adventuring types all in one room, but well worth the effort, I'd say. Moments like these are meant to be shared. Right, I believe we've got a new airship to fly, and the open sky awaits. Now this is an airship. With how she handles, I could fly to the edge of existence and back without so much as a hiccup. Which I hear on good authority, or whatever authority a Menelain is, when he's in his cups, you have literally done. I have. I have also killed the universal embodiment of despair. But, you know, I reckon I've never been such equal parts awed and envious, though I'll assume the invitation was simply lost by a post noodle. Nay, in all candor, I'm certain that there are some skies only meant for your eyes, escapades surpassing even my wildest imaginings. So, chart the ends of eternity and horizons filled with peril. Just don't think you've seen the last of what wonders these heavens hold. I'll come find you again before long, Arntel, and I'll bring everything I always promise. That thrilling, heady rush of high adventure. They never mention the fact that you're wearing the scarf. Sad. Oh, there's still time. Though farewell may be bitter sorrow, know that it is but fodder for reunions most gay. No need to get mawkish, Furball. It ain't as if Arntel's dropping off the face of the star. Not permanently, anyhow. We'll meet again soon enough, although Kate Sith is liable to mope like a damp kitten till we do. I expect that these parts will be free of half-baked brigands for a time yet, but should you ever find yourself in need of a red bill, don't hesitate to call. Thank you. 'Tis no small comfort knowing our ships may distribute their wares in safety. As for you, Arntel, we'll be in touch. Well, that was invigorating. Well, I'd love nothing more than to catch our collective breaths over a cup of tea. Business calls me to Ishgard. No rest for the enterprising and talented, as they say. Shall we, Dermot? Might I persuade you to accompany us? I should very much like to hear of your adventures. Painting subjects I find personally inspiring is a particular credo of mine, and I dare say you have brushed shoulders with more than a few individuals of note. Thank you for indulging in old man's eccentricities. Now then, perhaps you could begin with the adventures you shared with Leofard and his crewmates. Leofard intentionally offloaded this in our direction, yes? Whatever could it be? Whatever it is, Leofard's a man of his word. How mysterious, but now that I think of it, Leofard did mention sending something along when he asked me to track down Dermot. Well, I would make quite the sight of lugging this around to all my meetings, so when I ask you to hold on to it for the time being, I trust you not to run off with my share of the reward. A gift from the notorious Red Bills, you know, they're rather a nice sort of sky pirate, don't you think? A bright and energetic young lass. Young lady is your employer, Arntel. I hope shepherding me back to Ishgard did not delay her business over long. The tales you shared on the journey here were beyond anything I could have anticipated. Never have I heard such inspiring episodes of daring do. Though I may not know them personally, I find myself fascinated by the individuals you described, the comrades and acquaintances of your journeys. Yes, I believe I shall remain in the capital to paint for a time. Should you desire a portrait, I would happily part with it for the cost of its supplies. Find me here, and we can make the arrangements. I look forward to taking up my brush. Let us speak again once you have fulfilled your current obligations. They did not bring up the necklace even once. The scarf was not mentioned. Alas. Uh-oh. Well, good thing I'm a nobody. There are benefits in that. Apparently, people are getting DDoSed. Yeah, I can get rid of my glasses now. Welcome back. I just received word from Mistress Tataru. Well, what's this about portraitists and sky pirates? Red-billed Leofard gave you this for the necklace? It seems to be a leather strap of sorts, and an antiquated one at that. Wait a moment, I recognize this design from my studies. This is a relic of the ancient city of Mach. It is said that Machi sorcerers would weave these cords with magics to make them unbreakable. You would be hard-pressed to find better material for a necklace. Oh, Mistress Tataru will be so delighted. She chattered endlessly about how pleased she was to know the Red Bills and what sort of products might prove useful to our daring new friends. And the Rose Knights have already placed an order for the garrison. So all in all, I believe our latest endeavor was a brilliant success. As always, we should be on the lookout for new areas of opportunity. So I hope we can count on you to serve as our charming emissary again. In fact, I believe Mistress Tataru will insist upon it until next time. Oh. We now purchase portraits. Halone is not an available portrait. Somehow, the man in Ishgard does not sell a portrait of Halone. Anyway, next up, an auspicious opportunity. Arntel, you couldn't have come at a better time. I didn't go anywhere. Do you have a moment to talk? My thanks. You see, a foreign merchant approached the boutique with a proposal not long ago. Hancock of the East Eldnar Trading Company. Perhaps you've heard of him. So you have a history. No wonder Mistress Tataru declared him unscrupulous and deserving of infinite caution. Though there is risk in dealing with a man of such flexible principles, his knowledge of the Hingen markets would do much to bolster our efforts to make inroads in the Far East. That is why, despite her misgivings, Mistress Tataru seeks to negotiate a partnership, but for some reason or another, he has requested you be present at their meeting in Kugane. I realize business negotiations are not your forte, but we would be most grateful if you'd indulge his request. Of course, there's also the matter of our secret mission. Once it has been restored, this gorgeous sapphire will serve as a centerpiece of Mrs. Tataru's necklace. I hope that one day she may look upon it as a memento, not only of her mother, but of her many dear friends and allies. Perhaps during your visit to Kugane, fortune shall favor us with the discovery of an additional treasure to grace her keepsake. In any case, I believe that covers everything. Mr. Tataru shall meet you at the Ruby Bazaar in Kugane. I wish you a safe journey. Interesting. The Scions had the help of many souls in gathering refined adamantite, did you not? Even those who were not part of the Elsewhere contingent. Perhaps there's an opportunity there. I shall speak to Mrs. Tataru post-haste. Alright, cheapest way to do this is to go to my house. Though barely any cheaper, holy shit. Then, wait. Oh, it is... I'm forgetting what symbols mean. Did I go up here? I've already showed off my house, so I don't need to wallow in self-aggrandizement anymore. This ferry can either take you to another... Oh, why am I reading a fucking gate guard? No! This isn't even part of a quest! Arntel, I'm so glad you could make it. I'm equally thrilled by your arrival, though I expect I must apologize for the sudden invitation. Well, that's an interesting turn of events. Yes, you should, but more importantly, I'd like to know what the scheme is and how you intend to involve us. Oh my, so quick to assume the worst. Okay, so an interesting turn of events. After this cutscene, I'm going to be having to wrap up stream, unfortunately. You know, life and her twists and turns. But it will mean I will with absolute certainty be able to go through the Omega Quest next stream, and I get to prolong until I do the job quests, man. Oof. But, hey. So, a few more bits of dialogue. So, let us postpone the farewells, yeah? Well, I would love nothing more than lay bare all my dirty little secrets. 'Twould be prudent to discuss my proposal first. No, stop. What are you doing? Loath I am to admit it, a draper shop has recently launched by the company has not been well received by the locals. Our intention was to promote the sale of imported apparel woven by the Old Dawn Weavers Guild. Alas, it seems Western fashion holds little appeal for the citizens of Kugane. So we rethought our strategy. We would produce Hinnigan culture, but with world-renowned Uldan silks. Kimono, as they are the favored choice of wear in the Far East. Or rather, that was our plan until our seamster fell ill. Wrong keybind. It was as I faced the unpleasant decision of abandoning this venture entirely that I chanced to hear Tataru of Tataru's boutique and the assorted Far Eastern-styled equipment they had on offer. You are referring to our samurai and ninja-inspired sets of armor, yes? Indeed, by putting your exemplary goods on display, the East Aldenar Trading Company will demonstrate that we, a Western trader, are capable of making garments suited to the needs of our local patrons. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I have been informed that you wish to establish a foothold in Hingashi and East Othard. What better way to make your Kugane debut than to have us showcase your quality wares? This is not without its appeal, I admit, the perfect venue to gauge interest in our goods. Isn't it just? If I may take your grudging concession as a sign of interest, perhaps we can discuss the finer points of my proposed partnership. Oh, we'll be discussing it at length, but I've yet to see how any of this would require our intel's involvement. Indeed, I was just about to get to that part. Not long ago, I crossed paths with a group of certain someones who were eager to call on our intel again. I found myself quite taken with them, charming as they were, that I felt compelled to facilitate their reunion, and of course, one can never collect too many favors. Alas, I know that you are predisposed to question the motives behind any invitation from the East Aldenar Trading Company, and with good cause. I concede, so I instead invited you here under the guise of assisting Tataru with a boutique-related affair. I hope you will forgive the deception. Rest assured that you shall be rewarded for your aid in this matter with your choice of recompense. Just before your arrival, I took the liberty of informing my new acquaintances that you would soon be making landfall on these shores. They ask that you meet them at Sakazuki in the Ruby Sea as soon as you are able. I believe it is a matter of some urgency, so if you could travel there forthwith. Excellent. I leave them in your capable hands. Don't worry, I'm no stranger to Hancock's tricks. I'll make sure not to agree to anything until we've settled every last detail. Just do what you need to do and return when you can. So, with this, life has decided to cut my ambitions a little short. I have plenty of time, though. Next time, we will be going through the remaining half of Taru's grand endeavor and the Omega post-quest. And that's all I have planned. Now, if the stream is short and I have the time, I will likely end up also doing a newfound adventure. I forget. No, it's something else. I'll do the side quest chain that goes into all of the four fiends and their backstories, which was hinted at in that one cutscene where you saw the Radiant Host dude chasing the Void Scent blob. We'll do that as well, if it's like sub 3 hours, right? But I want to thank anyone for stopping by who did. I want to apologize for the weird internet outage I had earlier, and until I stream again, have a good one, all.